Hello, Kawans. It's Little Cat. Welcoming you back to D&D Tuesdays. I don't know how to language. I'd also like to welcome Mike, Ida, Joe, Ben, and Kat back to the table with their delightful characters. It's 2022, a new year, which means everyone gets an inspiration point because we successfully navigated the horror that was 2021. We hope that 2022 is not just 2020 Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Also, everyone gains a level after a long rest. Congratulations. In session 14, the still split up group decide to take a two-prong approach on fact-finding and find themselves in, separately, interesting situations. Wendigo and Morgana are heading towards a hospital with a passed-out Nazar and Bosk, Valerius, and Gunlog at the Halls of the Aegis, with their handler Etienne after securing Sima Sunnybright. The former experiencing firsthand the horrors that is the boss and acquiring a trinket that is currently being expelled, and the latter fighting off some goons, which look to be relatively straightforward. We will start with a group at the halls. The three of you step through the portal and hear your shoes tap on the cold marble floors. The sound resonates and echoes upwards and around as your eyes scan the space going from floor to impossibly high ceilings, held up by wide pillars. Looking around, you realize it's some kind of arrival hall which leads towards an arched doorway that has a thin layer of magic. Glistening. Etienne walks forward a few paces before turning back, urging you forwards towards the arc.
We
You can't.
follow, I suppose. Do we
Def-
have Sima with us, or has he been
yeah, Sima is
hauled
right now
off
with
somewhere else?
Etienne. It's
Ah,
you.
okay.
You just arrived. Nobody knows that you came here yet.
Okay. Do we see
Um,
other people?
no, you can't see any discernible markings. Aside from the shimmer. But sort of like people, you see silhouettes of people walking past just outside the halls. Is maybe the arch is maybe like 50 feet from you.
I
Is
see.
I
anybody
have
looking around, or is everybody just
yeah, and
looking
I have
straight?
I have one question as well. Is this the fanciest fucking place that Gunlag has ever seen in her life?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Everything is
Immediately
austere.
uncomfortable.
Everything is austere and white and cold. Like it feels like you should be quiet the entire time you're here because every time you breathe, you hear your breath echo.
Oh my god, okay.
Nice.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
it's
follow.
it's designed to make you uncomfortable. Every step you take, you hear the click clacks of your footsteps.
I like how sterile the
Interesting.
place is.
It's so
Yeah.
sterile, but it's so beautiful. As you look around on the walls, you walk past a massive and ornate, sprawling tapestry of fine silks with images of a silver dragon standing triumphantly over a defeated white dragon on the left side, and on the right, a mirrored, polished white marble surface where you see yourself, a faded visage, as you walk past.
Ooh,
You keep
interesting.
walking. Is there anything else you're looking at?
Can I make a history check on the dragon portrait,
Sure.
or is
What
it something I've never seen before?
you have never seen
Does
this,
it have
but
historical relevance?
if
Can I
if like general history check on dragons or what?
I just want to rack my memories. Has there ever been a point in victory where a silver dragon ever proclaimed victory over a white dragon? Just out of sheer curiosity.
I am going to say if you're looking for that, nothing comes to mind at all. Like you know about
Mm.
dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Um I guess what you can do is make an intelligence check, like a
Sure.
regional intelligence check.
Let's have it. Let's see. Oh,
Okay, 23. You know that there's only
It's
one
like a
place these two
story.
dragons would coincide. It is
hmm.
somewhere cold.
Yes.
Perhaps
That
the wild Athla miner.
White dragons live in the cold place.
indeed.
Who
But
would have
other than
guessed?
that, you're just like, they're usually fighting anyway. You know, nobody likes white dragons. They're kind of dumb and
Interesting.
brutal.
Okay. Besides
Wild
and that map.
dragon. White dragons are like polar bears.
Yep. If you want to get
Live in
away
the
from them, you
tundra.
just take off your clothes
Man.
one by one, and then you freeze to death.
My other question was regarding to the archway. Does the archway look magical in any way, or is it
Yes.
just like a fancy archway? Oh, it's magical. Cool.
The archway itself is not magical, but there seems to be a thin film sort of covering the archway, so you can't see through it. You can just see silhouettes.
Oh,
Ah.
Like
interesting.
you can't hear anything from
It's
outside the
like
archway either.
frosted glass you can
Yeah.
walk through.
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm walking through the thing later, right, is it possible to make an Arcana check to try and gauge like what sort of magic this is?
I will allow it. You see Etienne just casually walking. It's as if he has walked down these halls multiple times. He just doesn't even care anymore. He's
Yes, it's like,
casually,
this is
like-
his house.
Yeah, you can hear his hooves just click clack, and he's happily like with
Alright, he
Sima
has
Sunnybright.
hooves. I imagine him
Sima,
to be the kind of person who has fancy shoes.
no, he
Trap.
has hooves, which are perfectly pedicured, by the way. They're shiny.
Does he have like horseshoes
No,
for satyr?
No,
he just has hooves
he-
right
you guess he doesn't use horseshoes because he doesn't have just like one
Doesn't
hoof. He's
walk
more
on
like a
hard
goat,
surface much.
so it
Ah.
isn't just one.
Oh,
it's
right,
like
it's the cloven thing.
yeah. So you think he's very acrobatic against walls.
Interesting.
Like he should not be able to climb that, but there he is. You imagine that once upon a time when he was 5, his mom was like, "What the fuck, man? Just get down."
Really.
Yeah.
I didn't put you up there, man. And he's just like, but there's a boog. He turns around to check that you are following him, and he sees that all of you are somewhat amazed.
Yes, we are
Um,
following.
And he goes, as I said before, welcome to the Halls of Ages. It's ignore the lack of noise. They do this thing. It's like some kind of psychological treatment. And then he looks towards Sima, who is just in absolute awe. At the same time, now beginning to show signs of like, I think I'm in trouble.
Yes,
Dread.
he doesn't yet know why we have taken him.
Exactly. And he's in cuffs, so he's just because it has only been a few seconds since he's been cuffed, and he walked through a portal, and now he's just walking through a door that's shimmering slightly, and he can see silhouettes. You watch him sort of hesitantly. First, he was walking. Now he's walking slower, and then slowly you see Etienne tug him.
Oh, so he's dragging his feet. Oh, God.
Pretty much. Monsieur Sunnybright, please, your heavy feet will not help you here. If anything, it will make things worse. Now come along. And he passes through the archway.
Okay, we go
Does
too, I
the-
suppose.
Interesting.
Mm.
Valeria's gonna take note of the fact that as the second he crosses through, like he can no longer hear the cloven footsteps anymore.
Yep. And you don't see like 1080p version.
Valeria's
of your
eyes just
pals.
lit up like, cool tech. What is this?
You
Must
just see like the
investigate.
silhouette. Like it's blurry. You need glasses now.
Oh, after Valerius walks through, I'm gonna like clap my hands like that, like 2 claps, and see if he turns around.
Oh hey, thanks Storm Nico for the follow. Okay. Sorry, what did you say?
Like after Valerius walks through the archway, I'm gonna clap my hands like twice to see if he like pauses and turns around to test if he can hear from that side. What
He
happens
just
on
gonna-
this side?
does not. Valerius,
I-
make your Arcana check.
Oh, I did. I wrote horribly.
11. You're so in awe because while you're making an Arcana check, as soon as you step through, you are assaulted by the sounds of people walking, talking, having just general conversations. There's smells. it is a hustle and bustle of people. It feels like an office. It feels like an
Shopping
arrival
center.
station at it feels like a shopping center.
Valeria's just like kind of staggers at the somewhat immediate difference in the two atmospheres. It's like, whoa, that's cool. But wait, what? Anyway, Val is
The
just gonna
door
like lag behind the group and just like keep looking at the archway like this is cool. Is there any runes on it?
How's Gunlog reacting to Archway? Have you walked through Archway yet?
Am I the
I'm
only one that has
assuming,
walked
yeah,
through?
I'll walk through it. And I was gonna ask, does it look just as splendid and like crazy, fancy and flash here? And
Okay, the austerity tones down a lot. Like it is no
Yeah.
longer a
People are
quiet,
working here.
looming temple-like situation. Now you feel like you've just come across, for want of a better word, like like a train terminal.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
You see people in front of you having conversations. Somebody's holding a sandwich.
but is it still like the buildings and all the material and everything? Is it still like
Oh, it's still
ridiculously
It's still
flash?
Lux, but
Okay.
instead of marble floor, you are now met with hardwood floor. There's a certain
Okay.
warmth that greets you from the room before, compared to the room before. There is no more echo. They have very good sound dampeners, and you see,
Feel uncomfortable. There's a lot of people here, and all of which I don't trust.
okay. Make me a perception roll.
Okay. Okay.
Val wants to
20.
look out. Is there like any security like watching us as we walk by this gate? Or is it
Make
just
a
like
perception roll, Val.
okay?
Okay, with a 20, you look around in your discomfort and you see people who are less polished. They are muddy. One of them is casually picking their nose. And you think,
Okay, good.
okay. It's not
These are
all
my
fancy
people.
These are people that
Fellow
I
degenerates.
kind of vaguely recognize. I guess this is what Etienne was talking about when they have different kinds of people working here. The guy that was picking his nose sees you looking, and he immediately like takes his nose out of his finger out of his nose and wipes it.
Takes his nose off
Nose
his
off
face.
his finger.
I it's a face off kind of situation now. Wipes his finger and sort of ducks behind a larger person.
Yes, and I was
He's a
wondering, is there
halfling.
anyone here I recognize at all? Any
Um,
familiar looking people?
Not at all. There are people here that you don't even recognize the skin color of. Some features that you're
Never
like,
seen this
I've
color
never
before in your
seen
life.
never seen these features. They're not like Lockley at all. They're not like Broer.
Huh. Okay.
25. You're looking for guards?
Not just guards in general. Like, what kind of people are in a more maybe like security or administration role right now? Like, what are people generally doing besides like looking like a train terminal kind of situation?
There are people who are standing at attention, observing other people. They seem to be well dressed. They're not in any particular combat gear though.
Is it possible to discern that they're either wearing armor similar to mine or they're just straight up magicians?
You haven't seen anybody with armor similar to yours.
Okay, let me clarify my question. The way they carry themselves, do they look like the typical kind of knight warrior kind of person, or do they look more like someone, that's not too well versed in combat?
Oh, they look. Everybody here looks like they can screw people over if they wanted to.
Interesting. Okay. Valerius will take note of this. It's like, okay, do not start fight here.
I don't
Very
look like
important.
that.
It's very interesting. But nobody seems hostile. Everybody's just having a good time. You hear
Everyone's fine.
other people sort of pulling chains, and then you look around and you see somebody else dragging another captive. So you see, and then you see Etienne just bring his or your captive to some kind of big information table. There's a lady behind the counter, and she looks tired of her shit.
Is this someone we recognize? Is this a
Uh,
certain hotel? You know,
No.
No,
She's
not.
just
no,
Jessica's
it's
just the
not.
hotel person.
It's not Jessica.
Oh, that's sad. That would have been a nice review. It actually was Jessica.
And that I'm assuming you're walking with Etienne to this information type counter, this like
Sure.
login place. You hear him go, good day. I have somebody to put into the there has to be a better way to call it. It's not dungeon. It's a fancy jail.
The dungeon.
We'll call it it's a fancy jail.
How about
Hearing
the
The
holding
holding
cell?
cell.
Yeah, the holding cell.
The
we
holding room.
holding room.
Yes.
Now
the
that
holding
that
room.
sounds very pretty. And then the lady behind the counter is like, well, yeah. You can call it whatever you want, but all you have to do, Etienne, and we've done this many times. I know you're showing off for the new kids. Just sign here. Do we know this guy's name? His name is Tima Sunny. Alright. Wait. And then he starts scribbling. Oh, and these are the new recruits. You can introduce yourselves. This is Madam Fila.
Madam what? Ela.
Fila.
Fila.
I'm sorry, could you spell that, please?
Feela.
Fila. Like
F-E-E-L.
the brand of clothing.
Oh no, that is Fila. That is a trademarked brand. I would never.
Okay, Madam Fila, information counter woman.
Yes.
Small bow, introduce herself.
Uh-huh.
By the
Hello,
way,
I am
is this
Dr.
a human?
Razan Bosk.
She doesn't look she's more like she's very short. You think she's dwarf.
Okay, cool. I'll introduce myself next. I'll bring my I'll do the normal salutation that's like normal for where the hell did I come from again? From Brawl. Sorry.
Yes.
And just say, oh, greetings, my name is Valerius Riker.
Nice to
Hello.
meet you. Good luck, Valerius and Busk. Weren't they supposed to be like 5 in the team or something? Did some of them die?
Oh no. They're
No,
just they're busy at the moment. They'll be here later, I hope.
Busy.
yes,
She
we were separated.
right. Okay, I've got more people to sign into the special place. Why don't you move along?
Special place.
E?
Okay, we will do that.
And then Etienne is like, I could never leave this place. You are too pretty, but I guess I have to go now. Come along, children.
Wow. Sure, we follow
But
along.
when he says that,
Children.
she's like smile, eye roll, and then she turns to the next person. She's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" You walk down the hallways. You pass people, talk excitedly about their next mission, very candidly. Like nobody's really hiding their shit.
Yeah, they're at the office after all.
Yeah.
There's
Makes sense.
two people holding coffees. It's Bar Mux coffee. And
Wow.
it's like they have a shop somewhere. You walk down the hallway and there comes a T junction and then you turn left. And as you turn left, suddenly you find yourself in a cylindrical room with about, you count, maybe 10 doors.
Damn. Okay.
It's quite wide, the room. And then, as if Etienne knew how to get around this place, he steps into the middle of the room, pauses for a second, and then goes into door number 3.
Okay, we follow him into door number 3, I suppose.
Closes the door, And door number 3 opens up to not what you expect. It's kind of a nice room. You have couches. There are no windows per se, but there is some kind of screen that changes, like a screensaver kind of thing. So it's just like clouds, and then sun, and then beach, and then clouds, and then it just repeats.
Right.
You see
Interesting.
Etienne unlock the handcuffs and ask Sima to sit down. And then he looks at the 3 of you. Well, we have Monsieur Sima Sunnybright. What do we do with him?
I'm gonna look at Gunlog.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna look at Etienne like, wait, what do you mean? Isn't this something that you are familiar
we
with?
not were we not told
It's
to
like,
secure
wait,
him?
why are you asking us what to do?
Well,
I
I could take him away and do our own investigation, but I was thinking that maybe you would like to have first dibs in maybe speaking to him. And then you hear noises from Sima. Excuse me, what do you mean first dibs? I thought you were here to help me.
Well,
What
right.
made you think
we
that?
we appreciate the courtesy,
I
Mr.
can't remember
Etienne.
if we explained to
We did
Etienne
not.
what the situation was when we found him, did we?
We
Oh
basically
sorry.
just told him that we
And yeah.
cornered him and to come
Okay.
Like,
get us.
we
Well,
got
I
a
think
guy.
now is a good time to explain the situation.
No,
Yeah,
as in,
No,
no,
I-
Etienne knows. He's just letting you talk to Sima
Yeah.
first, because otherwise,
Yeah.
the moment those guys whisk him away, you may not hear anything again.
yeah. So it's basically our turn to get information out of the target. Let me look back my notes from like previous sessions.
So what we want to know is who he's ordering prostitutes from and all that stuff.
Yes,
Right?
and
We
the
want to know
people
who
who were
his
holding him,
contacts
the
are.
people in suits.
Yes. What they
Well,
want,
not
what the
suits, like
deals,
uniforms. Yeah.
who they are, if it, or how many there are, what they want from him, what he's doing for them.
Please hold while Valerius checks his notes. So while I check my notes, not Valerius checks his notes. Val just opens his tablet.
Well, while this is happening, you see Etienne go to a sort of button that you recognize from the hotel. He puts his hand over it and he
The
goes,
food button.
"I can somebody bring some refreshments, room 3, please? Tea, maybe? Earl Grey?
Interesting.
English breakfast. Nobody knows what English is, but you know." And then he walks back to one of the chairs.
I suppose calling it common breakfast would be too wide a term.
Common
Thought it was the
breakfast.
Comment.
thought it was the name of the guy who invented that breakfast meal.
English. What is English?
Um, Out of character, do you guys think it's fine to let what's his face know, like this, like Sima know that we're going after Bluebird?
Wow.
We might want
That's-
to ask Etienne first if there's a chance that that can be leaked back to the Bluebird, or if he thinks there is a chance of that.
Etienne is standing behind Sima Sunnybright at the moment.
Mm.
So Sima cannot
I mean-
see any expression because Sima is looking at you guys.
Maybe just do like a pull Etienne out of the room for 1 second while and ask what the kind of what he thinks will be Sima's fate.
Yes, I think I can do that. Like while
Yeah.
Valerius is looking over, like looking at his tablet, and I just
Okay. Val will sit
scuttle
down and
over
like,
to next to Etienne and ask, what do you think will happen to Mr. Sunnybright?
I suppose Val's gonna sit down, pull out his tablet, and just start speaking like, "All right, Mr. Simmer Sunnybright, before we process you," and I'll quickly glance up at Etienne to make sure that I'm not saying like the wrong shit. So before we
Etienne
process you,
looks at you, nods in that you should go ahead, and then smiles at Bosk reassuringly, hoping that that is answer enough.
Okay, so we should be fine here.
we had some questions for
Tells
you
me
before we
nothing.
process you. Looks through tablet for notes.
Am I under arrest? I thought the three were under arrest, and you're here to. You're not the police.
I'll look over at my own attire. Then of that, my other two companions who look vastly different to
Not
each other.
police, but I guess you are in a sort of arrest.
I won't say anything then. I would like my lawyer, please. And
Yeah.
then, as soon as he says that, Etienne chuckles behind him and puts a hand on his shoulder, and you see Simma's sort of brave face turn cold.
But Mr. Sunnybright,
Oh boy.
I am your lawyer.
He goes,
Wreck.
Mr. Sunnybright, I'm afraid your lawyer is currently undisposed. We are the only representatives that you have, so my suggestion is that you be as forthcoming as you can.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth
Nice.
and kind of let you guys know before, so you can step out of it if you like.
Does
Um,
Zone
Etienne-
of Truth have a cool like visual effect, like a circle? Like
Yeah, what does it look like?
So
The
I can
Communist
show you
Manifesto.
what the- I just started reading from the Communist Manifesto, and this sphere just goes now. I don't know that it has a visible kind
do
of.
you want it to?
Yeah,
do you
it's
want
up to
it-
you. How do you want to flavor it? Is it
Pretty
just
cool
a
if it
feeling in your
does.
heart?
I mean, it is cool, but I don't think she's
Flashy enough.
flashy.
Yeah.
It's not tactical enough to have it be flash looking.
Okay. So all of you are prepared for this. When this happens, good luck. You know that Etienne deliberately failed his saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down to chill inside Zone of Truth.
Mm.
Should
Sima also fails his saving throw, not by much. And he is
does
very
that.
aware that this is happening, and he has pursed his lips.
Yes.
I suppose I'll take out like a little notebook to take notes in.
You
Same.
hear another chuckle from Etienne going, "Oh, Monsieur Sunnybright, you're not hiding anything, are you?" And his pursed lips gets pursed even harder. Like his mouth is now just a line.
Alright, so Mr. Sunnybright, what can you tell us about those people who are holding you in your study?
Valerius will flip his tablet around, showing the video cam footage of Loti just like perched on somewhere, like looking at the masked figures. We're referring to these people in case you were wondering.
Where did the
Mm.
other three guys go, by the way?
They're
They got taken off elsewhere,
somewhere.
didn't they?
Yeah, they got taken off
Yes.
into another zone. All of you make a perception check.
Perception check.
Perception.
This one directed towards Sima and the fact that there's a hand on his shoulder.
I'm
Oh.
looking at my
Ooh.
notebook.
Bosk is looking at his notebook. Gunlug is
Well,
looking
well,
at Sima's eyebrow.
I am.
Good Log is
Valerius.
making insight check on our man's
Yeah, what's up?
face right now.
Yeah. Do you want to make an insight check?
I feel bad now that I already clicked perception though to be like, but this sounds more like inside, doesn't it?
I'll let you make that
Perception
insight check.
was a hand, right? No?
Valerius, what you see is that the lips are pursed, but as you look towards the hand that is on the man's shoulder, you see that the hand, although looking very casually sitting, is actually putting a decent amount of pressure on that shoulder.
I'm reminded to my friend who's a knight. Whenever he just happens to leave his hands on my shoulders, like what's it called? Like unintentionally just gripping down the damn shoulder, like, oh god. Is it just worse than that, or is he just like casually doing it?
You can't tell, but you know this is deliberate because he wants the guy to talk. The inside check says exactly that. Sima is trying really hard not to talk, but he is now very, 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 very hurt by the fact that somebody is pinching his shoulder.
Nice.
Mr. Sunnybright, I think it would be in your best interest to answer your questions. Please,
You
we
know,
only just want information.
we are fairly aware of your dealings right now. We're fairly aware of your corruption, of your drug habits, of your prostitution habits. And it might just be a good way to save your own skin to pass that on to whoever's higher up than you.
Make me. Are you making a persuasion or
Trying to kind of scare him into talking and make him
so
more scared of.
intimidation?
Is it
Yeah.
possible for her to have advantage because Val was also like semi trying to convince him?
Go for it. Make a
Hey.
intimidation roll with advantage.
Oh,
Nice.
27.
Hey,
Very good.
big number.
He looks very panicked now, and he starts mumbling under his breath. What do you know exactly? Well, I'm a good, honest government man.
laugh.
Well,
I think it's us asking the questions right now.
I
Zone of
was.
Truth is still active, right?
Yep,
it is.
it's very, very active.
Yes.
I
He believes that
I
he is
was
a good
at
man.
my home and I was accosted by these
Yes,
people.
tell us more
You-
about that. Why did they
Yeah.
keep you? What did they want from you?
It's not that I wasn't not working with them per se, definitely. It's that we have a kind of arrangement. And that he pauses for a while. How
You
much
don't
do you
listen
know?
kindly to government officials being bullied to doing things that they'd rather not.
Exactly. Like, if I were to be forthcoming, what kind of situation am I getting out of exactly?
Valerius will quickly glance up at Etienne and like make the face, like gesture to him, like,
That is a good question. Looks to Etienne.
Etienne releases his grip. For a while, you see his hands sort of return to their color. You think the grip was pretty hard.
oh boy.
Damn.
Um,
Damn.
and
Does he rub his shoulder? Oh,
he pats it like, there. And then he walks across the couch and he stands in front of the bed. Well, what you're doing here is actually helping us with a investigation. Unfortunately, you have come into some kind of our crosshair. I think that is the word, we.
Oh, no.
You are implicated in this mess, and if you do not help yourself, you will be buried as well. He says, as a
Literally.
matter of factly.
Now then, I believe that answers your question, Mr. Samurai. Now then, would you be so kind to answer the question we asked you? Why were these men holding you, for lack of a better term, hostage?
Oh, well, it seemed as though a person that your friends have encountered may have let your friends go, and that would be very detrimental to my friend's operations.
Your
I
friend.
see. Interesting.
Tell us more about your friend.
He looks around, sort of wide-eyed. And he goes, well, you seem to know quite a bit about him, which is probably why I'm here in the first place.
Well, of course, Mr. Sunnybright. However, we just want to confirm facts. So if you could please explain it to us, that would be extremely helpful.
Uh, can I? Do you mind if I need to go to the bathroom? Is there a lavatory somewhere?
There's a corner over there.
We can furnish you with a bucket if you so please.
Huh.
But I imagine that would be quite unbecoming of someone of your stature. It would be best if you could just hold it in. This should not take long.
Now then, please tell us about your friend who escaped. Yes.
He tries to stand up, and as he tries to stand up, you see, Etienne just push him back down. Like, no. And this guy's getting
Now,
uncomfortable.
Mr. Sunnybright, your choice to not cooperate with us is only making your situation more perilous. It will honestly be in your best interest to just tell us what we need to know. No.
Are you intimidating? Or
I'm not sure if I'm intimidating or not. I'm just saying what
That sounds pretty
going on.
intimidating.
Sure, I'll roll intimidation. Why not?
Go
Can I
for
have
it.
advantage?
Yeah,
because of Etienne
let's
holding
let's
up?
just say at this point everybody gets advantage for intimidation. Because everybody's kind of scary right now, and he's
I
not
have
in a great
plus
place.
1. I don't know where this is going, but we'll see. Oh, what would you look at? At least it's not
3.
a 1.
Okay, it's not that he's intimidated by what you're saying. He's intimidated by the fact that nobody is letting him off the chair.
Oh, I see.
And he's less listening to you and more understanding the fact that this very, very mild mannered fawn type person, satyr, is just very easily just no, sit. That kind of thing. And then there's also Gunlaug just scowling at him at the back, just casually.
She's just leaning against the wall with her arms folded, let's be honest.
Let's just say that Gunlaug is the scariest person in the room right now. Just
I'm gonna
just
Let's
from
just say she always is.
What does his expression look like?
Is he just
He-
white faced? Like, I'm gonna die.
he is looking around for exit points. His eyes are rapidly moving left to right as if he's thinking up of excuses, but he knows that the magic is on, but he also make me an insight check.
Everyone?
Ooh.
Or is it just a Gunlock?
Insight.
Okay.
What a 17.
Oof.
Okay.
I
That's
tried to
fine.
look cool, picking my nails, and I forgot to pay attention.
Yes, you're sort of picking your nails with a dagger right now, and you're like focusing. Don't cut my thumb.
It's like I need to appear intimidating.
Your
Forgot to look for
appearance is
shit.
very intimidating.
But Dean forgot to pay attention.
With the 17 at 19, both of you realize that this guy is stalling because he knows what spell this is.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to like lean in and just softly mention. I don't want to alarm you, sir, but I think it would do me good to remind you that technically no one on the outside even knows you're here right now.
Make me a persuasion check. Advantage. Oh,
It's okay.
something. He's
I'm
still
not
like
I'm not entirely sure what the procedures are here. See, a new recruit, as you probably overheard.
He nods and he
And
goes, uh-huh.
if they can take you without anyone knowing, I'm fairly certain they will be able to hold you indefinitely.
It's not that I'm not entirely trying to help. It's just that there are powers beyond me that can put me in a spot of trouble. And I kind of like my position. You're all extremely terrifying, don't get me wrong, but the people that I work with / for infinitely more so, and it's kind of easier to be scared of something that you know instead of a very handsome man trying to keep me seated on the chair and your friend over there that's picking her nails precariously with her dagger.
I think that's fair.
I will
But
I will stand
also,
up and say to Etienne, well, it appears our guest isn't very forthcoming with it, is not being very forthcoming with information.
Etienne
Do you
nods.
think we'll be able to schedule another meeting with him, maybe sometime next month?
You see Etienne clap his hands. Well, I was hoping that we would see some kind of resistance from our new friend here, Monsieur Sunnybright. You have made me a very happy man. We don't usually bring out the red carpet for people such as yourself, but since you're not cooperating, we will have to. And if you haven't noticed, the red carpet is very, very negative. You don't want that. So either you tell us everything here now, or there will be a lot of pain. Not from me. I don't do that kind of thing. It's very bad for my complexion, you know? But all of you
I
can
crack my
definitely.
knuckles just in case.
We have somebody who is very willing to take part in this. Gunlag, I will introduce you to some of my fellow colleagues, and I think you will have a lot of things to learn from them. I think next month, perhaps tomorrow, or maybe end of today.
Valerius will lean in as the panic is seeping in. It's like, now, Mr. Sunnybright, as you can see, my companions are rather. I'll take a quick glance at all of them and go back to Simmer Sunnybright, determined to get that information. Now, please, I'm really just trying to help out here. If you just tell me what is going on and whatever questions we ask, and then you won't have to be subjected to. I'll look at Etienne, or as he put it, the red carpet. You don't really want to know why it's called the red carpet.
You see a huge smile cut across Etienne's face as he's very proud of you guys right now.
It's more like a rusty brown, to be fair.
Well, it is still kind of red, but red's more nicer on paper, isn't it?
Okay,
I'll look
make
back
me
to Simmer
another intimidation check with advantage.
Sunnybright. Why am I making it just with plus
Razan will be
one
like,
rolls?
no, surely,
You
surely
make mouth
not.
noises.
His
God
crimes
damn
are.
it! I want to use my inspiration. Screw it. I roll again.
Roll again.
Worf.
Worth. Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
go.
okay,
14,
that's good.
That's a number.
14 is better than anything. I say you passed. Or rather, he failed that number. And he goes, all right. With the prostitutes, it's really nothing. It's I have needs, and they provide me with an entertainment. Do I have to tell you exactly what I do?
Oh no,
No,
it's fine.
that's private.
We would just like to know why do some of them not make it back at night?
Oh, I don't know. All my girls and boys always go home.
Maybe
look at
tell us
Gunlock.
how you
In fact,
procure them.
well, that is entirely up to the people who deliver them to me. I've
Yes,
never
and who are those
sent
people?
I've never sent any of them home injured.
I'm gonna look at Gunlock to make sure that Zone of Truth is still active.
It's still active.
Mm,
He
I
is
nod.
also very concerned.
Well done, Mr. Simmer Sunnybright.
Who are you
Well,
ordering from? Who are they? You seem to
yes.
be working for them in
Uh,
other regards as well, not just procuring prostitutes for you.
he takes a deep breath and he goes, "Well, it's more of an extra favor for services rendered. You see, I'm sure that you know that I'm working with His Excellency,
Mhm.
and there are things under his purview that we do, of which are supplying clients such as myself and others with people of the night. There is
Yes.
also illegal animal trade, amongst other things.
Drugs, I'm assuming.
What about
Or is that
restricted
just a habit?
substances?
That is a given, although I do not partake of them myself.
No,
Because
you just gave it to your prostitutes.
I have no idea where you got that idea, madam.
Straight from their blood.
I assure you that none of the people that I collaborate with are given any sort of narcotics. They are there and they are happy. And when they go home, they are healthy.
All right. Very well, Mr. Sunnybright.
Interesting.
May we ask you about your job now? What is it do you officially do again in the city? You handle trade, don't you?
I handle
And
trade
shipments?
within the northeasterly region of places. Insert place here.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a region I'm sure none of you have ever heard about. I also make do with the imports and exports that come in and out of Braw. Specifically, mostly from that particular region.
Now then, since we've
And what
confirmed
comes
that
in and
small
out of
information,
drawer outside of the official things?
As I've mentioned, sometimes people, sometimes animals, meat, maybe occasionally various narcotics.
Dragon's blood.
He pauses and sort of takes a deep breath. Make me an insight check, everyone.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, I
okay,
rolled
Bosk.
well.
Both of you just see somebody who is trying to maybe weasel himself out of this. Bosk, you see somebody who is sort of put between a rock and a hard place. Like, they don't know whether they should tell or how much they should tell and whether it's going to affect something in their life.
Now, Simo, you are an intelligent man, I'm sure.
I nod and say dragon's blood and write down dragon's blood.
Surely you keep personal track of these trades. You know, in case someone wants to push you around. It's nice to have some leverage on your side, I'm sure.
I usually leave that up to my associate, His Excellency. he takes care of all of these things and he spearheads it. I signed a few papers, wave off
And what about your personal notes about these?
my personal notes.
Surely you would like
I'm
to keep
pretty
track,
sure that you
proof.
understand that all of this is to be under the radar, so personal notes kind of not under my purview, or at least I would like to have that be under my name.
You know,
I'm not
Mr.
saying
Sunny Bright,
this is
I would just like
entirely
to
under your
point
name.
something out to you.
This is very much off the record.
Yes.
But sure, you must yourself keep your own personal records, no? Let me put
Mm.
it this way. We may have been the ones to apprehend you for the moment. But I would just like you to be aware that Ephraim Minor's own police force has been notified of the break in. Surely such a high class figure such as yourself going missing would warrant an investigation. And if such police officers do turn up something untowardly inside your own personal homes and whatnot, don't you think it will create a rather large scandal? So would you rather face Ephraim Minor's own police force or our own?
He raises an eyebrow. Here's the thing, I'm not supposed to be there. So it would be classified as a break-in.
Regardless, it's not like it's hard to figure out your involvement with illegal activities, considering
Wait,
it took us about 4 days to find your proof.
what does he mean that he's
Yeah,
not supposed to be there?
confused. What?
It's meant to be empty at the moment, and he's
He
there. We
doesn't
knew
live
that.
there.
This is a
Right.
Ah,
Like when
forgot about that for a
we looked
moment.
into the library, it was like, oh yes, no one's living there currently. And then
and he's not
you
currently
were
meant
there
to
and
be
we're
there,
like,
but
oh,
currently
he's
he
living
is.
there. Okay, right, I see.
So, what you see is a person who's like, Bosk sees this, the rest of you don't. You see Sima sort of take a bead on the other people and realize that maybe these people don't have all the information.
Well, he's not wrong. That's why we're questioning
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the kind where you're like, this he's a weasel. Don't give him that inch.
Hmm.
Okay, a little bit of a oopsie from Valerius then.
Okay. Now, in what way is His Excellency involved in these things? What is his role?
Again, I'm only doing this if I'm given amnesty after this. And then he looks at Etienne. Am I?
Of course.
Well, that
Is
depends on how useful your information is in us bringing in the person we're actually trying to go for. I'm
I
sure you're aware that his crimes far outstrip yours in terms of importance.
very aware of that. I'll
Yes,
help,
and if
and I will give you my full cooperation, provided that my name is clear, and I will be free after this. I will help with any information that I can, but I need to know that they won't find out.
I'll look towards Mr. Mr. Etienne first, and I'll look back at Mr. Sunnybright. No worries, Mr. Sunnybright. That is easily arranged. I'm fairly certain you yourself have noticed during your walk to this room that there are many people from many different continents here. It wouldn't be too hard of a gesture to plop you in some faraway lands where no one could touch you.
With proper funds?
Of course, that is to be expected, isn't it? And I'll give him a reassuring smile.
Make a deception check.
It's the same as intimidation, so screw it. Let's see. Do
Okay,
I
a
have
7.
investigate? Do I have Vantigi with this? I wonder.
No.
Is everyone playing along? Damn.
Hey, did you succeed on the zone of truth, by the way, or step outside of it?
I don't think he moved, so he probably is still under the effects of it.
Oh, so
No,
you can't
you,
tell a lie. Yeah,
Valerius.
you. Did
Oh,
you?
me.
Are you outside of the
No,
zone?
no. I wasn't in the zone, considering I'm so
Okay.
asking you questions.
Because it is a pretty big zone. That's
I,
why.
I,
Rooms
I made a
big, it's
point
fine.
to step out. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like mental image of him, like this room is pretty small. Goes out of the door. Everything will be fine. We will give you money. Yeah. So you're fine. With a 7, he looks at you. He wants to believe you, but he wants
So
confirmation
you will.
from
From Etienne,
the pretty man
the scary fawn fellow.
and the lady who was picking her nails with the dagger.
No,
I'll turn
picking her
around.
nose with a dagger.
Picking your nose with the dagger. In his mind, he's like, "This is getting real weird." Etienne's like, "Of course, he's not lying. We help the people who help us. We will make every accommodation that you require and that we see fit. Is it a deal? Yes." And then he stands up, puts his hand out, and then Sima returns the handshake. "Yes, this is a deal."
Oh, he just made a deal with the Fae.
Under zone of
Much
truth,
Ever expected.
son. Okay. He sits down and he goes. He lets out a very long sigh, as if he's readying himself, and he starts tapping on the table. "Do you have a piece of paper, by any chance, and a pencil?"
I'll
What's
put
that
up
kind?
my notebook with a blank page.
He starts writing.
It does have the hotel names logo on it, for sure.
It's just he sees the hotel logo and he's like, tasteful. Okay, I see how it is. Yes.
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, it's a very nice place. You're high rolling. I believe you. But why did you take the notepad though?
Just stitched it into her notebook, for sure.
He starts making an organizational chart. In it, you see his name. On top of his name, you see persons named I'm a Deal. And then next to I'm a Deal is another person whose name is. Hang on. I am trying to find his name. Damn.
I'm a big deal.
Mr. Kel.
Kelp? Like,
Quel.
Like Keenan's friend.
oh,
Not Kel Mitchell.
I thought you meant like kelp. Okay, underwater kelp.
On top of these two is excuse me, I burped. On top of these
It's
two
okay.
names, you have His Excellency Dalmir Cedras, and next to Dalmir, you have another name, General Basul.
Wait,
Ooh.
General
is that the
Basul.
guy?
Who that? Do we know that name?
You don't know it yet?
Uh,
Okay.
It's either the Dragonborn or the elf.
Yeah.
yeah, can Valerius like make a history roll to see if his good buddy, what the fuck was his name again? His good buddy Luke Noctis, that's like in the Apelio grounds right now, has ever mentioned his name before?
Make a history check.
Okay. This might come in clutch, please. Ah, god damn it! If only I had inspiration. I'm sorry, if only I had advantage.
Okay. You remember your friend is very excited about working under a general.
Mm.
but maybe you think you need to contact your friend again and double check. Under
Okay.
General Basul is another circle for Ursa Corpus.
What?
Ah.
The general is under Ursa Corpus?
No, under the general.
Oh, okay. I was
Bitch.
confused for a second.
Bitch!
Okay, cool. Interesting. Just to let you know, Sha, I'm gonna need you to help to repeat this later after the session.
I'll draw the chart. Don't worry, I'll give it to you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yes,
Thank
drawn
you.
chart.
I will
Uh,
make a hand-drawn chart. And I'll
Yay.
pretend to draw like Stima. No, I'm just gonna draw it.
No, Sima, the man that leads the Ursa Corps. What's his name? The one that kind of takes charge of the deliveries of prostitution. Is that last one?
the person on top, and then he points to General Basul. She
Ah.
is hands-free. The people that you want to talk to are these two, and then he points to Armadillo and Mr. Kel.
Who are they exactly? Are they official government employees?
Hardly. They are as far away from government as any of us. So you know the people that you beat up to make sure I didn't get beat up.
Mm-hmm, of course. Vividly.
They work directly under these two.
I thought that was the Ursa Corpus.
Out of
He
sheer
nods.
curiosity, do
Okay, so
one of
Kel
those
and Imadil are the Ursa Corpus people.
officers supposedly? Okay,
He
that's fine.
nods.
Okay.
I
The
don't
person that
suppose-
your friends encountered and have escaped from is Mr. Kel.
Right.
Ah,
We
how
don't
does he
know
know
this.
about that?
Wait, how does he know that?
We don't know about that.
We don't know about that.
You heard the conversation at the office before the one-sided conversation.
Yeah, we did.
I do not remember
So
what we
that
heard.
was so that happened after.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ah,
interesting.
okay.
Okay. I
Oops.
forget. So we
From
Yeah,
the
because
fact
like
that
we were going back to the station and you all were taking a long drive back to the outskirts
Yep,
while
yep,
we were
yep.
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah. I know that. I can't remember what we overheard.
true, that
Okay.
happens. He sees the confusion and he goes, right
so
to
that's
say
what you were
that
doing.
you don't know about your friends yet.
Oh, we do now, thanks to you.
Mr. Kel
Now,
is a
this
very dangerous man. The fact that he was not with me just now is actually
was our
something
first
that I'm
investment, I
glad.
suppose. I see.
Sorry?
Rather formidable man, is it?
Formidable may be an understatement.
And why
No.
would you not want to have him with you?
He's terrifying.
Fair.
You might not have been arrested.
I'm not exactly doing this because I like it. I'm doing this for the money.
Yes.
Which I'm
Also,
assuming
if
you
you
like.
remember, he was being held there against his will.
Just because I like money doesn't mean I would voluntarily risk my entire job. And then he looks at Gunlog, which I'm not sure you know anything about, except for this. Make an insight check.
Go, Gunlog.
Make an
Yo,
angry
what is
insight
this?
check.
He's being racist. He's like, this half orc hasn't worked a
He's
day in her
he's
life.
not being racist. He's being classist, and
Ah,
he feels safe in the fact that he has made this deal with Etienne more than anything,
Uh-huh.
and
Can
he's
I?
emboldened by this as he trash talks you.
I smile and then I pull the Communist Manifesto out of my pocket
no.
and I throw it at him as hard as I can at his face.
wait, what?
You had the Communist Manifesto.
Make an attack roll with advantage because he was not prepared.
What do I? Wait.
No. It's
Do I have proficiency with the Communist Manifesto? Is what I'm asking.
no. It's like if you have Tavern Brawler, sure, but no.
I'll roll a
It's just a strength check
It's a
D20.
straight check, yeah.
So 10 total.
with proficiency.
With proficiency?
Advantage.
Oh yeah, I
Advantage.
forgot
Roll
about the
again.
advantage. Forgot. 11.
11. Okay, 11 is enough. He
Okay.
was not prepared. He
So-
was being sassy, and he got the book. Where are you
A book
aiming
thrown at
this book exactly?
Oh, that's his nose.
At his nose. It lands on his cheek. Like you aimed for his nose, but his nose was pointed up too high that it hit him just under the cheekbone.
Oh,
And
that's
then it
so sad. Throw
bounces
the book
off.
at him and do.
Okay.
Bounces off and
Valerius-
drops on the table and opens up to a page that you recognize because you highlighted it. And it talks about systems of power. And coincidentally, how he does not have that power right now.
Well, Valerius will stand up and help Simmer back to his seat side. No, Mr. Sunnybright. It's not a particular wise decision to insult my companions here.
Yes, I'll take the book and bring it back to Gunlog. And I'm like, all right, Gunlog.
He
How
rubs
about
his
we
cheek.
go sit down over there now?
We were talking about the officers. You
At this
mentioned
point,
Quell being a
like
rider.
does not look angry or anything. She's more amused.
Yes. It's like, yes, you got your lick in. Just
All right, we were talking about
let's
Ursa
give the
Corpus
man some
officers.
space to sell out his friends.
You mentioned Quell as being a rather formidable man. Am I correct to assume that Vasul is a rather accomplished practitioner of the arcane arts?
She's a
And
general
Buena
for a
told us-
reason. But as far as her training is concerned, I'm afraid that she keeps to herself and none of us really knows. We
I'm sorry, did you
deal...
say she was a her?
Yes.
Are you confused? Vasul's a general.
Yeah.
Immortal is something else.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I was looking at the Roll20 chat. I was referring to Immortal, not Vasul.
Oh,
Sorry, that was my
I'm a deal.
mistake.
Okay.
Hmm.
He goes, oh, I'm a deal is, yes, she does magic. They, sometimes, I'm not sure myself what they prefer pronouns-wise.
Does
But
she
yes, they're
sound
very, very sneaky.
feminine?
I guess what... Hmm. He shrugs.
Have you personally been in contact with Big Deal? I'm not sure how to pronounce that name.
I'm a deal.
I'm a deal.
I'm a
okay.
deal.
Yeah, because I keep looking at Gunlong, so I'm a big deal.
It's without the big.
It's because I'm very funny, okay?
I'm a big deal.
I'm a deal.
Oh yeah, can we have the spelling of those names? Because like Immortal had me cracking up for a long time.
It did as well. I muted
That's
myself for a
the
while.
whole point.
Yeah, he's a
But yes.
deal, yo. Show him some respect.
They're the big deal. I've spoken to I'm a deal several times, but every time they speak to me, they change the visage. I know there's a kind of magic that can do that. It's not difficult, but I've never seen them as they are.
Out of character, I'm fairly certain this is the spider familiar person.
Yeah.
Yes. The troll.
Hmm. Interesting.
They usually come to me with requests. Things that I need to sign. Papers that need to be gotten rid of and reissued. Like I said, I don't keep records because it's just dangerous. Who would do that?
Understandable. Now then, I'll look at Bosk and I'll like wave her forward a bit.
I
I would like to ask you.
approach.
I would like to ask you a question, Mr. Sunnybright. Have in the recent months have you approved a shipment of any medical grade anesthesia? And I look at Boss like this is her cue to like start talking now.
Um, does it have like a name, like a colloquial name?
We just called it the anesthesia for now.
Yes.
You can call it what it is, which is like hearts of dragon's blood. Out of
No,
character.
the other stuff that was injected.
Oh,
to
the
them to-
anesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I described the
Would
drug and
you?
give its like regular name.
Well, we usually have a shipment coming in every start of the year, and it's not something that is very easily come across. Considering, how do you know this?
Well, let's just say that your compatriots have a rather frequent tendency to make your little deliveries of women a bit more manageable by using copious amounts of anesthesia.
He nods. Usually, once every year. It's not something that anyone should be abusing, and it's a
Of
little
course.
bit too expensive to be used for anyone, really. So I would understand why His Excellency would be using it for these kind of packages.
Where does this shipment come from? Surely, as the master of goods in this city, you would know. Yes.
Again, I handle goods coming in and out of a region, but
So
they
you're
have
saying
used me to forge certain documents and make sure some documents are signed off. For example, ship manifests. Really, all they have to do is change some names and make sure it comes under me.
Yeah, so you can be the fall guy.
Which is why I'm now working with you, because I see that whatever accommodations that were awarded to me by His Excellency is now moot.
I give him a nod. These
Nod, nod.
shipments,
Very
as you
wise.
mentioned, they were forgeries. Do they still come through the teleportation circles, or do they come from inland? Would you know?
To here? I'm assuming to Eflon Minor? Or you mean
Of
to
course.
Greater Crera?
Just to Efla Minor, let's stay focused on your base of operations, shall we? More interested in the imports than the exports at the moment.
Well, we can always have it come through the portal under the guise of something else, and we've always had our people at the gates, made sure they've been paid.
Am I right to assume that perhaps you have someone working on the other side of teleportation portals? From my personal experience, whatever leaves Bro is usually under supremely heavy suspicion. Sorry, inspection, not suspicion.
By this time, by the way, Gunlag, you realize that your spell has worn sort of waned
Okay.
5 minutes ago.
I feel like I would have noticed that when it stopped, surely.
Okay,
Am I
like
not aware of it?
yeah, 5 minutes ago it would have stopped, but the guy was still like being forward.
Can people tell other than like it's my spell, so I feel like I can tell when it ends.
You can
other
tell.
people tell, but
I would say that uh you don't know about Sima, but most people would just have it fade. You know how people start talking and then they're like, oh, I can actually insert lies now.
okay. In that case, I would like to recast it. Before that, I want to assure him that I'm doing so.
Okay, it's been recast.
Yeah, but I would
Um,
be like, Siva, I'm about to recast this truth-telling spell,
he
and for your
seems,
own best interest,
he seems kind of
you do
miffed,
not
and he
resist.
goes, "I don't know about you, but I've been very forthcoming."
Well, we would like to ensure that that is true, since I can't
It's just
tell
a
right now.
it's just a precaution. I'm sure you understand, Mr. Sunny Bright.
Yes, either way, I don't believe he has any reason to lie now.
Also,
It's in his best interest that His Excellency is caught. So that he
also,
can...
if you don't mind, and then he looks at Etienne. Can we draw up some papers to make sure that everything that I require is going to be given to me?
Give me 1 second before Etienne answers. Let me just double check on something real quick.
Mhm.
Regardless, I'm going to recast the Stone of Truth. Now, having told him, does he try to resist or not?
No, he does not. Etienne also fails on purpose. He's like, haha.
Okay, while this is happening, Valerius will pull out like a little rock that he has that, well, not a rock, like maybe like a small piece of metal and put it on the table.
Little
He's gonna
rock.
tap it and it's gonna play back like the last 6 seconds of what Simar said. This is because of the Artificer level 1 thingy that allows me to record shit
Mhm.
Yes.
and just like playing back. Don't worry, everything you're being said is being recorded. And of course, all of your demands have been made known to our superiors.
Okay, you don't have to make any persuasion checks. This man is like, oh,
Oh, official
what is
things.
this? What is this fancy thing?
Fancy
He
rock.
seems kind of taken aback now that he sees something that can record his voice and play it back as is. That's not going to be used. Nobody can take that from you and give it to these people. And then he points to the paper.
Of
Right?
course not, of course not. Everything that I'm holding here is magically bonded to myself, so there is no fear of that.
He looks kind of panicked at the moment.
Mr. Sunnybright, and I'll lay a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Believe me when I say this, that I value the privacy that we have in this room. Whatever that is being said here, whatever that's being discussed, shall not leave the confines of this room.
If you are touching his shoulder, you do also need to make his Zone of Truth save.
Yeah,
You?
I'm aware of that.
Yep.
Did you make the save?
I did not think I was gonna be in the circle until just then. So I was like,
Make the save. Make the save.
what save is it?
Charisma.
That is a charisma.
Of course, it
Or
had to be
rather
in
for
my
you,
lowest
charisma.
part.
A charisma.
Oh shit.
Charismus.
Where is it?
13.
13? I don't think that's enough though.
It
Yeah,
is not.
unfortunately.
Everything
The
you say,
caster
is it true?
Sorry.
I'm
cleric.
I mean, honestly, I don't have anyone to tell this to, the bluebird. So I would say this is completely true, considering what I said was, is he worried that, basically what I heard from him was like, is he worried that, am I going to give this to people like the bluebird or something like that? It's like, no,
he's not
definitely
worried
not.
that you're gonna give it to the bluebird voluntarily. It's just that somebody like Kel will take it.
Oh, no, no. Valerius knows for a fact that this thing doesn't last for more than 6 seconds, so it's essentially useless anyway.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, he feels like you're telling the truth because we are in the zone of truth, and he sort of calms down a bit, and he goes, right.
Besides, knowing that we have this and can use it in that way, it'd be more in your interest than ever to make sure that we get what we want.
You're right. Definitely.
Now then, I'll look back at good luck. Out of game, I'm running low and empty on questions to ask here. Guys, I need some input.
Do you know where these people reside when they're not hounding you?
Can I give an out of character suggestion?
Sure, go for it.
Shoot for the most damning stuff that will put His Excellency out of the way forever. Shoot for the moon.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna let when they go take over for a bit. I'm gonna go to
I'm
like,
assuming
He's
that's
not
like
here though.
the
oh no, sorry, I
people.
mean good luck, not when to go. Sorry.
I'm assuming like the people smuggling is kind of and the
Yes.
dragon blood
People
is kind of the most
smuggling the
there.
rare animals.
There
Yeah.
are. He tells
Exotic
you
animal.
that there are. Where is it? There's a rare animal trade. There is human trafficking, and there
Yes.
is
That's the big one.
Is the human trafficking separate from the prostitute kidnapping?
yeah. He vaguely mentioned something about people coming in and out through the port. So you think this is more than just prostitution? It's like slavery.
Right.
Gunlog, you know that there are unscrupulous people in the slums that deal with body meat.
Body meat, like cannibalism.
For foodsies.
Yeah, for foodsies. For example, you know, elf, dwarf meat. For the
Ugh.
more carnivorous people living
Food is
here.
Looks at Wendy
folk.
that's not there.
Yum yum.
You know, when Wendy seems like one of them.
Wendigo.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, frankly not. Wendigo would never pay for such things.
Oh, not saying pay. Just saying.
Ooh.
There are some people out there that do eat flesh.
Especially carnivorous diets. You know, people like Dilla Sunshine would partake as well. You know, because they eat whatever. It's like elf meat is very tasty. Some
Yeah.
people like the chew of dwarf meat. Some people just like
we'll,
meat.
We'll make sure that he writes this down. That's like accounted for, and we have that as proof that this is going on.
And then there is the thing about the drugs that are coming in and out. Although from what he said, he just signs off on these ones because they come from a region that is unknown, and he just makes sure that the manifesto doesn't get investigated when they come in.
Right. And now that you won't be assisting them on this, how do you think they would react?
I honestly don't know. If you were to ask me, if it was me, I would be doing exactly what I'm doing now. Trying to get myself out of trouble. Hide. Where can you put me exactly? I'm definitely not going to show my face in Krera anymore, obviously. Seems kind of dangerous. How
The
far?
nice thing for you is that I'm looking at like just my group, not at the end, will also not know that, and that's probably for your best.
Huh. Fair. Mr. Etienne will have a conversation about this probably. Eventually. Relocation, perhaps. Anything else you would like to know?
Yes, the whereabouts of all these people you have now named.
I cannot tell you the whereabouts of these people. And he points to Basul, he points to Kel, he points to Amadil, and he points to, like, the nebulousness that is Ursa Corpus.
Ursa Corpus, because they are a group of mercenaries.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are these people? They are everywhere. I don't know.
What
man.
about some places
their
they can
mom.
sometimes be found?
He points to Ursa Corpus, and I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, you have 3 of their operatives with you. Maybe you can ask them.
Oh, don't worry, we will.
As for His Excellency, it really depends. He contacts me sometimes. We watch shows at that casino. Sometimes he stays there. Sometimes he uses the portal back to his house. Which I don't know where, to be honest. He probably has many. He's very rich.
So the official portal, does he have a private one?
He uses the official portals.
Okay. Do you know of any private ones?
He shakes his head. Unfortunately, if I were to ask, he hasn't told me. Personally, he shrugs.
And
Would you
use
tell
can
me?
If I
assure.
had any, I wouldn't tell him.
Exactly. I wouldn't tell him if I had a personal portable.
And now,
Okay.
when we leave, we need you to really fill out all of the details of all of the things you've been telling us about, all of these activities, as they will be your saving grace.
Okay. I think with that, we can leave him to Etienne's care.
Just for
Etienne
visual.
looks at the three of you and goes, "Oh, I would be going with the three of you. You have other things that you have to do. For example, he mouths this to you so that Sima doesn't see it. Whether or not you are in or out.
Wait, what does he mean?
Monsieur Sunny Bright, you may stay here.
Ages.
Oh, right.
You may
We
stay
have to
here.
go
Somebody will
do
come
the
in with
things.
refreshments for you. In the meantime, I have to take these wonderful three young people to do things and stuff. Oui? And
Ah,
then
right. Our
he
other business here.
Yes.
opens the door, ushers your people out, closes the door,
All right.
leaves
All the
Sima
best,
in there.
Mr. Sunnybright. I hope you enjoy your new life.
He strokes his imaginary beard. He goes, I wonder what name I'll pick up next as the door closes. Etienne looks at the three of you. Very good. As for your payment for this particular package, we will have to see the information that he deals, and then we will put your payment in the bank account. Before we do any of that, would you like to be in the Aegis or no? But more importantly, your two friends?
Yes, I would like
Yes.
to consult them first.
I don't suppose.
Are you able to pick them up?
I can, but right now,
Didn't they like ring the little emergency thingy, or did they not? I don't remember.
I can give them a sending and let them know to activate the call Etienne button.
Yeah.
Use the Etienne summoning device.
Do you have enough juice in you for today to do that? I suppose that's more the important question.
he takes out a spell scroll, and then he points to it. He goes,
Huh.
I can always just pick them up. I just have to know where they are.
I can get them to
He's like,
do
no,
the
no,
thing
the
that we
Aegis
did.
sponsors these.
I will
I
give a
just
sending.
claim. Lol.
Okay. What are you sending and to whom?
I'm sending to Wendigo. Tell them we are at Aegis headquarters, apprehended Sima Sonia Bright, and interrogated him. Please call Etienne. He will pick you guys up.
Okay. We're gonna cut back a little bit back in time to when Wendigo is busy barfing the trinket out of his stomach. When eventually the carriage reaches the point, the carriage driver knocks on the door and goes, we're here. You told me to stop just outside, like further away. I don't know why, but best I can do. Is he okay?
Yes. And the guy is still in his seat, right?
He is now sort of like peeking to the side. He opened the flap that is in between the front seat, the carriage driver's seat, and the carriage inside.
Wenigo will say to him, "Don't want to cause a stir." He will slowly slide the thing back and make his way out of the carriage along with Morgana and our own package.
Okay. The Nazar is still passed out on you.
Yep. It's fine.
You leave the carriage very easily. The person tells you to good luck. And
By
bump
the
you up.
way, just so it's clear, the guy shouldn't know we have Nasta or Morgana in the carriage, because only Wendigo got in.
Morgana should still be. No,
She
she is not hidden anymore because there's an anti-magic field.
I know, but as in when we got in, it looked empty.
Yeah. So he sort of sees you and then waits for the door to close so he can drive away back to where he came from so he can clean his carriage.
Yeah, so Wendigo will try and leave in a way that gives Morgana enough time to come out, so it just looks like one person left.
Okay, for the funsies, Morgana, make a stealth check.
Wendigo will assist by making noises like.
Stealth check.
That is a 12. 12 is good enough as you casually walk behind Wendigo and move with
Yay.
him as he moves away from the carriage and the carriage peels off. You're now standing in the middle of at the side of the street, maybe about 5 minutes walk from the hospital, if you so choose.
Wendigo looks for the nearest alley.
Okay, make a perception check. Advantage if Morgana is helping.
Percep- Do I have to do it or just?
Do you want to help or do you also want to do?
Oh, I help.
Okay,
Okay, 21.
Oh,
You find less an alleyway, but a section of wall covered in shrubbery that you are sure that if you go behind, there is enough space for you to not make any noise, and it is perfectly covered.
Wait,
Okay.
at which point will we get the message?
In about an hour.
Ah, okay.
Wendigo has no intention of receiving any messages. He will just bring Morgana around with Nasta. Keep a good hold on him. And once you're behind the shrubbery, he's going to tell Morgana to step away from him, use the Etienne summoning device, and get back to him immediately after.
Okay, I'm just going to let you know what you barfed up. Aside from some kebabs,
Ew.
I say some, I mean a lot.
Right.
It's just much. Drowning in kebabs.
He'll leave it on the ground, the carriage.
Oh no!
Oh, that's why the guy's cleaning.
As the kebabs litter the floor, the half masticated, no, completely masticated and half acidified kebabs. It's vile. Ugh.
Yay.
The little trinket that you pick up is barely the size of half your thumb. It is a small blue gem encased in a wireframe globe. So the gem is sort of balanced precariously inside the globe, and no matter how you turn, the gem is always upright. And there is a small chain that can attach itself to a belt that you remember that was on the boss guy. But it's real shiny. And also smells like bile and kebabs.
Wendigo isn't too bothered by this, but Morgana has her opportunity to step away and do whatever and come back.
Okay, Morgana, as you step away from the device, about 10 feet outside of its radius, you start feeling your magic come back to you.
Okay. I have the Etienne calling device.
Yes. You have it around your neck?
Okay. How do I use the device? I just tap on it, click it.
Yeah, you know to put a finger on one end.
I do the move and I say, hey, Etienne, we've got some people here. that I think would benefit us greatly, and we also need help getting picked up. So if you could come over, that'll be
Okay,
great.
how many words is that? At some
Wait, is
point.
there a limit to words?
Yeah, 25 words.
Oh no!
It's ascending.
Okay.
Yep, think about it carefully. This is
Okay, let
part
me-
of learning the game.
Yes, okay. Found. Okay, let me type it out. Found one. Delete. Protect. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm typing out words to count how many words there is.
It's fine. Take your time.
In the meantime, how are you guys? How was New Year's?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm
Hey.
tired. I'm going back out later in the night.
Paramedic life.
It's not just that Johor flooding now.
Huh?
So it's like Johor flooding now. So it's like the home front.
I don't even want to talk about it. If I talk about it, I'll get pissed.
I know it's okay. I'm just tired. You want to sleep.
Pet. Pet friend. Pet.
I-
Are you winning?
Uh,
Are you winning, son?
I'm so close. I'm trying to look for a word to describe the two people I'm with.
just
Just
never mind.
think-
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I
Potential help. Potential tip. No.
just 25 words is enough. Trust me. Unless you want
It
to
is
tell
enough.
somebody a recipe, then it's not.
1, 2, 3.
You're just telling him to come get you. So you know.
It's literally sending a text when, you had a word limit for a text. Was it 180 letters or something?
Yeah, it
Way
is.
back in the days of,
Ah.
of
Every-
early
every-
Twitter as well.
Hi, how are you? Am great. Please pick up.
Oh God.
Thanks.
Valerius, while this is happening, Valerius will strike up a conversation with Etienne about all-purpose tools and where he could get one.
That is fair. Like you're just having this conversation, like things in the background. Am great.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's
so,
see it.
okay, Morgana does the thing. Touches the necklace. Says followed lead attacked by big man. Now with 2 passed out persons near the hospital. Could use a hand. Come
What do you mean
over.
two?
Out,
What do you mean
out
two
of
passed
character
out?
is
It's just
one passed out person. The
Wait,
cat
they're not
lady was
awake?
left. You left
Oh,
the
left?
cat lady. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, no. He's gonna come over with 2 persons.
Tiba the door.
Yeah. But 25
you-
words. 25 words.
You know what would be a bitch if his reply was just "K."
Okay.
Oh. To be fair, he is
No.
with the other people.
This happens sometime during the interrogation. You
Yeah,
hear
that's fine.
the 3 of you hear Etienne nod to himself and go,
We hear him not.
like you hear him say, "We will see you there shortly." Well, I will. This is just offhand, like while you're interrogating Sima.
Nah, that's fine.
40 40-ish minutes go by as you're pacing, watching Nazar sort of still look very adorable while he's passed out. Like so small. So tiny. So innocent.
Actually, since we have him, and we have to wait for Etienne, Wendigo will frisk him.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Do I really need to roll? I'm not being like subtle or gentle about
Are
this.
you like stripping him to the bone? Like,
More like he's unconscious, so just turn him upside down and see what falls out of the pockets.
They just grab him from the leg and
Okay,
just start shaking him.
make a strength check, because now you have to balance between shaking enough to dislodge things and shaking softly enough so you don't dislodge his backbone.
Oh, boy.
It's like a balance check.
Damn.
It has to
Okay,
fall
you know.
between 8 and 15. You're fine.
Too much
Okay,
to
wait, never
paralyze the
mind.
fucker.
This is too risky. Actually, let me think. When you go actually strip someone like this, like, okay, never mind. We'll just do the normal search first. The stripping can come later.
Okay,
Okay,
if you spend like the entire 40 minutes meticulously going through his stuff, each pocket, each crevice that this man has, you don't have to make that roll.
well, it was decided.
Okay.
Oh,
20
damn.
finds you a small pocketbook, a very
Mhm.
ornate pen,
Mhm.
and like a satchel of money that,
Mhm.
if you count, is about 35 gold pieces, 10 silver, and 2 coppers.
Well, Wendigo is not going to take. He's not going to empty the satchel. Just leave it as it is first. So, anything else he finds?
Inside the notebook, if you rifle through, it's just schedules, mostly appointments. There is no appointment set in his little notebook about what you just went through. It
Mhm.
seems that this was very ad hoc.
Mm.
You read a bunch of stuff about new recruits, an exclamation mark with the word fire next to it, and 4 names. The names are nebulous at this point. Like, they don't matter.
Wendigo tries to see if there's a date that goes back to the raid date. What was on the raid date?
Raid date. I would say that on one of the dates. Oh no, the most recent raid. You see an interesting mark. There aren't any words, but it's just 3 exclamation marks in red.
3
And
exclamation marks in
and
red.
under the exclamation mark, it says VIP room reserved from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m.
12 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Sorry, 12 a.m. So like 12 in the morning
Okay.
until 4 in the morning.
Okay. And that's the date that Wendigo knows was the raid.
Yep, that's the one where you played dress up.
Yep. That will be seared and branded into his mind forever.
He has a
So-
new skill now: dainty walking and shyly looking at the floor.
Okay. Is there a date that corresponds to when Miss Penny came in?
Surprisingly, no.
No.
You don't see anything about a Miss Penny coming in. You think that somebody this meticulous would have a note saying train new secretary, but nothing. For as far as you turn the pages, and you went back maybe 3 months, nothing about a Miss Penny.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Sus.
She was sus, but we wouldn't know sus from which angle because there's so much sus.
Everything is
Uh,
sus. So much sus. Ketchup.
Okay, is there any notes on the anything resembling the Ursa Corpus members?
No, there is nothing talking about Ursa Corpus members. What you get from the pocketbook is this is kind of a marginally straight-laced guy who enjoys his job. He does his job.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. And we're going to turn it a bit dirty here. Does it state anything about his address or family?
Not in the pocketbook.
Not in the pocketbook.
Hmm. Like this seems to be a diary of work events only.
Okay, I don't think I have any further questions on this book. And anything, guys, you want to check in it?
Morgana, are you doing anything within the 40 minutes?
No, just staring at the what's his name? Cobalt.
You see the tiny fellow just getting rifled through.
Does he not wake up?
No,
And then
he is like passed out. He's breathing. Like he is passed out. Like it's gonna take hours before this guy just wakes up. And even that maybe concussion. I don't know. We'll see. This man's not having a great time. If he's having dreams right now, it's a fever dream. It's the kind where he's being chased by a tiny strawberry with teeth.
Okay. Then yeah, just staring at Wendy going through the books.
At the 40th minute, both of you make me perception checks.
Okay.
Oh.
18.
Morgana, you are still watching the tiny kobold, now getting worried that he may not wake up. But you have faith. Wendigo, while looking through the book, you hear glass shatter. Tiny glass. And then you look to where you left the device, and you see that the blue gem is now in two pieces, and it is no longer floating in the sphere.
Wait, what? Not.
TLDR, it broke it. But you did not cause the break. And from your guess, it was an hour.
Okay. Makes sense. So from Etienne's response, how long more is he to come?
You're not sure. You just know he's gonna be there. And eventually he does arrive.
Okay, Wendigo would have asked Morgana to make both of them invisible as fast as possible. But yeah.
Are you guys
Because the moment
invisible?
that thing is down, it's like invis us, don't get caught out by that crazy lady kind of thing.
Okay.
So Morgana cast invisibility on the group.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
On two of you, right? Not the kobold who is passed out?
If I hold everybody, does it count?
He is not objectified yet.
Only if they're dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have enough spell slots to well, not spell slots, but you have a high enough cost to invisibilize 3 people?
4th level spell.
Is it 4th? Cool.
Yep, 4th level.
Okay.
Targets.
Three of you are invisible at the moment, and then you see Etienne appear, and he has a confused expression because he's in the middle of the street, kind of dark, and he has that Pulp Fiction like, where is everyone?
Wait, how exactly does he appear?
There
he-
is a portal that appears, and then he steps through it, and that portal disappears.
Like a rift in space.
Okay, because when you first described it, I imagine like a manhole open and he pops up and then.
I wish.
I know what it
He's
is.
too fancy to do that. Like 10 out of 10. Suddenly, a hamster.
Okay. So portal appears, he steps through, portal disappears. This is the
This is
the first time
teleportation.
Wendigo has seen this, right? Since last time when he came, he sort of walked up to the door and rang it instead, right?
Yep, you've never seen him teleport. This is the first time. You're like, oh, that how? Okay.
Okay. Wendigo will say, Wendigo will look around to see. Well, actually, Wendigo will have been keeping an eye out for any suspicious things, but
Etienne appeared where Morgana called him.
oh,
Oh, he was slightly away.
hmm.
Gotta walk
So I
away-
would say
gotta
at
walk
least
away
at least 10 feet away from Wendigo.
All right. Then you know what? Wendigo is going to try doing this because this is maybe the only opportunity he might ever have. Stealth
lucky.
up to Etienne.
Make a stealth check. Do.
Oh,
I've got
Sad.
natural 20, so
We've been rolling a lot of these tonight.
what you see is Etienne sort of do that, like, where is everyone? And then as he's doing where is everyone, you're stealthing, and then he turns to face you directly and goes, oh, there you are. I'm assuming all three of you are in front of me and ready to go. Oui? He's staring at
Yeah.
your knee. Okay, no, he's not staring at your knee. He's staring at your chest.
Wendigo will say, have one more passenger.
He recalibrates because now he hears your voice is further up. And he goes, oh, right. And with this extra person, is they okay?
Nazar, Kobold. Morgana has him.
I have no idea who that is, but give me one moment. And then he starts casting teleportation circle. And then as soon as that's done, same thing happens. You guys arrive. Big white halls.
Wait, he starts casting it there in the middle of the street. Is there anyone else?
You're not exactly in the middle of the street. You're like at the side, and he's
Okay,
just
fine.
he's pretty brazen. He just does it there.
Okay, Wendigo will protect him while he's doing that and make sure no one's paying attention.
Things happen, do, and then you walk through the halls. Same as the intro just now. Everything is white. Dragon versus dragon. Shiny door. And you follow Etienne, and he takes you directly to another room with your friends.
Oh, when Wendigo passes through that, I hear echo from someone.
I think it's Morgana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So when Wendigo passes through that shimmering door and sees people, he's going to freeze a little bit, start sniffing, and see if he recognizes anyone.
You don't recognize anyone, but the smells that assault you is interesting because it's so different. Like you recognize smells of Crera, you recognize what you recognize, silly people and people of your station. But there's also weird smells of spice and levity. Like you never knew you could smell levity, but it's there. There's no smell of any stress per se, except for the occasional person who passes by with manacles on them.
The receptionist doesn't have stress?
Uh, you make a you make a sniff as you pass by the receptionist. Like this time, Etienne does not go and tell the receptionist because he's not right. There's Nazar. I'm assuming all of you are now not hidden.
Yeah, we won't be invisible and that'll be weird.
Okay, he's sort of got his hands on him, and he's looking intently at Nazar, and he goes, he is one of the people that you want to interrogate, oui?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him exactly?
Wendigo will give the quick summary that we found an inn. We knew. Well, I'll just summarize it as Wendigo knows that this guy is in charge of the central station. He has the say in who has the VIP rooms and not. He describes a bit about the strange relation with Penny, who is apparently off the records in his book. He has the notebook to show to see the strange things. He has the evidence that he clearly knew something would happen on that date, so he's involved in it. And that he tried to use indirect means to meet one of those people that he now knows is from the Ursa Corpus. And then the boss man himself was there with the karate chop, and Penny was out, and things happened and they escaped but lost Penny.
He nods.
Would have preferred both, but couldn't leave without suspicion.
He nods again. Oui. He quickly walks to the receptionist, tells him there's a passed out captive. He, blah blah blah. He's gonna do some healy stuff, but they're going to take another room. Both of them are just casually flirting for like a minute, and then he takes the two of you guys and the passed out Nazar to room number 10. As you go towards the room, you see your friends.
Valerius will look at Wendigo. It's like, wow.
Wendigo is at half health, and he's like,
Yeah. Valerius walks up to you and hands you this thing and says, "Here, you look like you need it. Essentially, it's a cure wounds."
Oh, I can give him some as well. With a deal.
Strange device.
Wendigo waves it off. No.
Sure.
Save your energy. Find out what this is. Blocks magic, and he will pass the broken blue gem to Valerius with
Valerius'
whatever still left.
eyes lights up. He's like, "Oh,
I'll
interesting."
cast
I've seen
a
the
second
pouch.
level cure wounds on him then, just in case.
Does it
Are
still
the-
smell?
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
smells.
Uh,
You can press to digitate it away if you have that spell.
I will do that for you. Valerius just like holds up a Febreze and just sprays you all with it.
Just like that.
Take the cure wounds off.
Everybody's
guys-
clean. There's no smell of bile. Even the tiny trinket is now free of mushy kebab.
Oh, thank God.
It was gross. It was gross. It's like finding, you know, a cat toy? The cat toy with holes in it and then the bell is in the middle?
Oh God. Oh no.
But it's just like mushy kebab inside and the bell is cracked.
Valerius is very glad that the Febreze can disintegrate, food.
Well, Wendigo just beckons to them. Come, talk, learn. Things happen after.
So we got some information as well, and Valerius will hand you the tablet with the information. We
Wendigo
got from
continues
Right?
walking past tablet everything to go to room 10.
We are walking with you, just
Yeah.
handing it to you so you can see.
Wendigo is just done.
It's like
Is,
no.
is
It's
the
just like-
kobold guy still unconscious and being
Yes.
Yep, he's being carried. All of you walk into room 10. It's a slightly smaller room, less ornate. It still has a decent sized couch in it. You see Etienne put the kobold down and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Does it
I
help?
think he has Cure Wounds. One of it. It's either Healing Word or Cure Wounds. One of them. You see the kobold sort of take a deep breath and then slowly wake up.
Wendigo covers his ears.
Oh no.
Why?
The kobolds?
He anticipates a scream. If
Oh.
there's no screaming, he's very surprised.
Oh.
There is no screaming. The kobold immediately touches his neck. Because that's where he remembered being karate chopped. And he goes,
It's just
who are
you
you?
alright, sir? I'll approach and make sure he's okay.
He really quickly moves away from you. Like reverse.
When Wendigo steps up, you are safe for now. Who was that?
You I remember he sort of falls silent for a while, trying to jog his memory of what was gonna happen.
Ah, well, he seems alright.
I was
I
told
go sit down on a chair.
that
Mhm.
I was supposed to call that guy if you people showed up.
He wasn't on your side.
He rubs his shoulder/neck. Clearly not. Whatever you
Hilarious.
did, I'm just glad I'm alive.
Okay, Wendigo nods and says, tell us what you know. Might help the others.
Continues massaging his injury, which is now sort of healed. Well, these people like to book the space. Yeah,
What?
once in a while they book the VIP room and some of the carriages. And they bring back pretty people and then they leave with other carriages. My job is to make sure they pay.
So you merely facilitate the
Let me
smooth travel?
ask.
Okay.
Mine.
Okay, Valeris backs off.
They pay a lot
And
of
when-
money.
Wendigo asks about the money. Over counter, under counter.
Under, definitely. This is definitely not part of the union. Like, if the union finds out about this, I'm not in trouble, am I? Oh shit, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna lose my job.
It's a bit more. Who is Miss Penny?
She's actually the person that I answer to for these things. You know what? She told me that you guys were coming to scope out. Told me that you were dangerous. I guess I was wrong.
You didn't put her there. She put herself there. Who put her there?
Big shrug. Big shrug on tiny kobold. That shrug injured his neck. Like, it's like, oh, why did I do that?
How did she come in?
She said she was gonna pretend that she worked here. So I said, yeah, sure. You just need a badge and a name. Said her name was Penny.
You let her just work?
Just an extra cash thing. I mean, she was gonna do some free. She's pretty good at, filing secretary reports. But also assisted in whatever that was. Started getting more and more frequent. Like it used to be once every 6 months. Once a year, maybe.
Alright, Wendigo will just give a side glance to Etienne as he's saying this because he knows this is collaborating certain things, but he will let the kobold go on and speak.
I knew this was gonna happen. I wasn't gonna do anything. I have a wife, kids to feed. Do you know how hard it is to have like several wives? We live in some kind of commune. You know kobolds, do you? And he literally quizzically looks at you. Etienne is not paying attention.
What he mentioned about several wives, commune what?
His kobold family.
What was
Like-
the term for it?
Commune.
Commune. Well, Wendigo will look at the Communist Manifesto since it sounds like the closest thing.
Wait, is it out in the open?
No.
No, just like cuts him off and be like, no, that's not it. No, like
Okay,
the
okay.
sign.
Not understanding why you're looking at Gunlog, the kobold looks at Gunlog like, oh, you have a commune too? Like, how many husbands do you have? Do you have any kids? You know what kids are
Nice.
like. They ask for sneakers, they ask for toys. Every Christmas. I don't even know what Christmas is.
How old do you
I'm
think I
sure
am?
Gunlog can relate.
I don't know. I don't judge how people look.
Wendigo goes, okay, back to topic. Mm,
Like mouth to him, 4 husbands.
4 husbands. Not bad. Not bad. I have several wives. As a commune, we tend to share everything. Like once every so often, we just mass lay eggs. So all the kids are technically mine. Sometimes they're not mine, depending on whether or not they've been good. But I'm tasked with getting the money for the commune, so this would have been a good payoff. It has been so far until now. I don't want to leave my kids without a dad.
then, Wendigo seems a bit rattled, but he will get his bearing back. Alright, then help with questions. So, when did it start?
He thinks maybe about 5 years ago. I
Okay,
think, if
we'll
I'm not
look.
mistaken. He pats his pockets. Oh, I can't check. My notebook's gone. Did he steal my notebook?
Wendigo will take out the notebook and pen and pass the purse back to him intact. Goes, keeping it clean.
Are you is this a deception check or
No, well, I mean, Wendigo didn't want anything to drop in the smell.
okay. I would say make like a persuasion check for extra friendship. You don't lose anything, but you may gain things.
Extra friendship.
Oh, extra friendship. You get so much extra friendship. The guy is so thankful. Nazar's like, oh, thanks. He looks at you for a while like, nah. Keeps the money, keeps the pen, and then opens his notebook, flips to like the older pages. Rifles through it, puts a finger there, starts going through. Here, see? On this date, the exclamation mark is all the secret shit.
Okay, Wendigo asks, how did it start?
They came in one day. Let me ask you, do I look like a crook?
You look like someone people would try to bully if they could.
He, hearing that, he puffs up a little bit, like angry puff.
We don't like that.
Exactly. Nobody pushes me around. But if somebody comes up with like a legitimate business accommodation, I am willing to acquiesce. Especially if it's extra money so I can spend on the kids. It wasn't supposed to be anything serious, like prostitutes come and go all the time. And as far as I know, no, none of them were coming in hurt. They were pretty happy. In fact, they were jovial. Every time they came in, it was like a little party. If anything, it made the people that work for me even happier seeing beautiful people come in and out. Business is good. Until now. What the hell?
So we make a mental note that so as far as 5 years ago, they were already immediately going onto the high-end crap.
I think
Do
that's
we?
corroborated by the brothel as well.
Okay.
In
From
terms
the
of
records of the public records of His Excellency, when did he come into office? I can't remember that one.
Between 5 and 7 years, I think. I think that's what I told you guys. But he's been situated for a while.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But as in when he gained his current position.
It's been a while.
Hmm.
It's just things have these kind of things had started like maybe 5 years ago. You don't know how way back it started. I mean, it could have been
No, but I mean,
more.
like, if he came into office like 5 years ago and the brothel thing started 5 years ago, that's pretty damning.
Yeah, no. He's been in office for a while before that.
Okay, but his current position, though, do we know the
Yep.
current position?
It's been a
He
while,
is a
I think.
diplomat. Yeah, it's been a while. He's been in the same position for a while.
It's not like a
Okay.
recent thing.
No.
All right, so can't really pin that one down. He's been in position.
I think the Madam Lila would know.
No, she doesn't really keep track of politics. So okay, let me think here. He has this special room, so special arrangements, people come and all that. Then Wendigo will ask, masked man, what do you know?
So far, they come in, they make sure nobody gets rowdy. And it's scary, not gonna lie. So you know the guy that you met? My apologies, that wasn't my intention.
Mhm.
Whenever he's around, every person he brings seems kind of homogenous. But when he's not around, it's more haphazard.
By homogeneous, does he mean like well-behaved, or homogeneous does he mean in build and height and whatnot?
Build and height.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because he's the one that is like, all my associates need to be the same size so that they can be impressed when I tell them apart.
But wait, the night of the raid, they were uneven, right?
Oh, the night of the raid, they were same.
They were even.
Oh,
They were same.
even.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
same.
The different was when you went to
They
catch
were
Sima.
escorting the homie back, Sima.
Okay. Okay, interesting. When he's
Valerius notes
okay,
this down.
then Wendigo note that down and say, "There's another one in charge."
Not that I know of.
Valerius coughs a bit and hands Wendigo the tablet and shows
Wendigo's
him
still
his
not
profile.
reading that.
For crying out loud.
Cause it, okay, so he's homogeneous when he's in charge. So they are not homogeneous when he's not around, meaning like actually, how do they behave when he's not around, when they go ask this?
They're less rigid. Like it's a bit like how I feel if I wasn't around when the workers are working. You know, they're a little bit more relaxed. When I come in, everybody's like, oh, you know, straighten up your back, do your work, that kind of thing.
Then then when they go will ask, there was nothing strange with Miss Penny.
Let me tell you, she is all kinds of strange, but she does her job. You know, if I can get somebody to work for me for free, we'll always take that offer. Although in this case, maybe I will have to consider my preferences over free.
When you go around this background check,
Came out clean.
clean. What?
Yeah, like the tabaxi. Worked in the city for a while. I have no other way to corroborate this kind of information. Police checks came out clear. That's saying a lot considering we do take people who have been released from bail. We do some kind of like a prisoner's job kind of thing, so that when they come out of prisons, they have a job.
But she was clean.
Totally clean.
What did she work at, and what address?
Things. I'm gonna. Wonder if I wrote it down. He flips through his book. Then he goes, it might be in the file cabinet back in the office.
Things about this. Masked men. How do they get along with guards?
My gods?
Hmm.
We don't touch them. We don't talk to them. They exist as long as the boss man and everybody gets paid, and then they leave. I don't want to know that. They're kind of weird. They're all kind of weird.
Who pays?
Sometimes the boss. Sometimes Penny. Most of the time it's Penny.
Wendigo tries hard not to wince here.
He turns around. Hey, lady, were you serious about the horses? Because that's still on the table, right?
Let's sort this out when your life isn't in so much danger. That was an attempt. What happened today? Just start from everything.
Well, everything was going great. Then you guys came in asking questions, mostly about horses. But I recognize your faces. And that was confirmed by Miss Penny. And then you guys left. And thankfully came back on time. That's when you met the guy, and then I passed out.
Wendigo thinks about this. You knew he was in the room.
Yep. Like, my job was to take you to him.
There's a part missing. We left. The man was there. What happened in the exchange?
Penny told me that the guy was coming. I said, yeah, sure. As usual, she is to pay, or he is to pay for the VIP room services, and whether or not there's going to be extra people. And then she was like, Oh, bring the two people here. We want to talk to them. And I was like, yeah, sure. What I didn't expect was to come through the door, have Penny passed out, and then me getting knocked out.
Was Penny friendly with Masked Boss?
I would say kind of ambivalent. He looks like he's trying real hard to remember interactions between the two of them.
Okay. Well, Wendigo will ask Nazar that since the deal has gone bad, can he help to start writing down every single date and exchange of this under the table stuff happening? So like we have a record of this on paper and it corresponds with a notebook.
He looks at the notebook, and then he goes, again, I'm not in trouble, right? I got kids to feed.
Have bigger fish.
He looks at the rest of you like, does that mean I'm not in trouble?
I can't imagine you've done anything wrong. I look around at everyone else.
Might need your testimony.
Nod. But you will be helpful in putting some very bad people away.
Make insight checks, all of you, on tiny old Nazar.
Insight.
18 good, 20 good,
Wendigo, what are you
4
doing
not
tonight?
great. Wendigo doing great.
15. I don't have
Valerius,
that.
you
I'm too
try.
absorbed in the broken thing.
Yeah, you're super like, oh, broken thing. Also, you got snubbed by Wendigo twice,
Yep.
so you're just like licking your wounds right
It's-
now. Like, but I have pretty pictures. Damn it, Wendigo. Fine, I'll play with this tiny toy. 15 is I. 13, 15 and above. What you see is Nazar very worried about his extra services rendered towards these people that have given him income, but is not directly going into the account of the business. You can see that he's worried about this more than anything, because that may mean he gets fired.
Yeah, Wendigo is not going to say anything about that because he's still worried about firing and Wendigo is pretty sure he's not even thinking of his life in the line right
No.
now.
You know for a fact that this guy is worried about putting food on the table for his kids and his family. That is it.
That's fine. Wendigo will just be happy to keep the concern at minimum and treat it like a testimony thing. Okay, then Wendigo will step back looking any other questions.
I look around. You guys have any other questions?
No, Valerius shakes his head.
Okay.
If it's all right, can somebody send me back to the office?
Not right now. Master One went a bit crazy.
He grimaces pretty hard. Then he goes, "That bad, huh?"
Was bound to happen. And Wendigo will look at Etienne and say, stay here for now. Protection.
Etienne nods. We can prepare several rooms for all of you, unless you prefer to go back to the hotel. And one for Monsieur Nazar as well. I actually have some business to speak to the five of you about.
Hmm.
An officiating ceremony, so to speak. Monsieur Nazar, if you follow me, I will return to the rest of you in 10 minutes. It disappears for
He
10 minutes.
Okay, now Wendigo will finally look back to the others and his shoulders finally slump a bit. And he gives the story of how they went asking about horses and the driver and then instead got like karate chop man and what the device he had did, and Wendigo will explicitly mention this guy was matching him physical blow for blow or even better. And Wendigo does seem rattled. It's like, I thought I was the bigger monster, not you.
Valerius finally speaks up and like the tablet he's been holding for a little while now, like shows him like regarding that big guy. We are fairly certain his name is checks notes. Shit, what is his
Quell.
name?
Kel.
Quell, Officer Quell, and
Mhm.
yeah, he is one of
Just
the
Mr. Kel.
Mister Quell, one of the bigger
Yeah.
guys within the Ursa Corpus military mercenary group. The other member, the familiar person we suspect is
okay.
Amadeo.
Okay, Wendigo will explain that he managed to get them out to the hospital. He had to lose Penny, and he's like rubbing his nose about that as he realizes like Penny is kind of important. Not that they
More
knew that
important.
then. And they went to the hospital and did things and went out. And because the anti-magic thing was there, we don't know that we would have gotten sending spammed or whatever by that lady. But yeah, but Wendigo asks, like, puts his hands together, asks if it's possible to fix that thing because he feels wonderful not getting bugged by anything with it. And
Well,
he's also
Valerius,
very worried that Mr. Quell would wear such a thing that would seem to disadvantage him, but his sword went all shadowy, glowy thing went out of it.
okay.
Mm.
In regards to the broken thingy question, I suppose Valerius can make an investigation or Arcana check to see whether it is possible to be fixed. Is DM there or is the DM not there?
Hello, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, can I see
Um,
if this thing can be fixed?
make me a cursory intelligence check.
Can I make this with jeweler's tools instead?
It's Riker Tech, right? I mean, out of character is Riker Tech.
I don't
You
think it
don't
is.
know yet. No, this is just a cursory look through. You haven't got your tools out
Okay.
yet.
Okay, sure. I
So
shall.
just flat intelligence.
Could have been a
13.
25.
So with a 13, you look for familiar markings. You recognize
Don't you
what
have
this is.
expertise? Oh wait, it's just cursory. Yeah.
Yeah, cursory.
You recognize what this is. It's a temporary capsule for spells. But you're going to have to spend maybe 2 or 3 days taking it apart, finding any technologies that you recognize.
Can I just like cast identify as a spell slot right now and just see if that gives me anything?
You can try.
Sure, I have the spell slots to spare.
Identify doesn't tell you anything.
No, I'm just curious whether there's any later magical things on it left,
Nope.
or is it just completely dead already?
It's dead. It's
Okay.
thing.
Interesting. Okay. Valerius will hold it in his hands and like jiggle it slightly. It's like, I'll take a look into this and see if I can replicate this.
When you jiggle it, you hear the remnants of the shattered
Ooh.
gem just shaking around inside. It's like a Christmas tree ornament, but there's something inside and it's just rattling.
Okay. Valerius like, this is very interesting though. When did this break again?
Wendigo will explain that it broke like about 40 minutes after the encounter, probably an hour, and then Etienne came, and he seemed disappointed that it broke by itself.
Interesting. So perhaps this is on the timed release. If I can indeed replicate this to a one-to-one scale, it might not last forever. You're aware of that, right? And it might, trigger all security inside of our hotel room if I brought this into our room.
Wendigo shrugs.
In any case, I
Well,
will do my best to.
how easy is it to get these things if they have it? And I
Well,
guess I'll just summarize to say we read up everything on the tablet. No? Catch up to date on that.
Okay.
DM, would Valerius know how easy would it be to obtain this thing if it came from Rikers?
You're gonna have to ask around. But first, I would have to say that you have to figure out how it works and whether it is a Rikers thing.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
probably
okay,
have
so-
to call someone and be like, "Yo, I came across this weird piece of tech."
Let me revise what I meant. Basically, what I meant was that, like, judging by what Wendigo has told me about, it can cancel spells, right? Has anything like this ever existed that is sold in Rikers?
Not that you know.
Or is that something I have to
You
ask?
know, you know this exists. It's an anti-magic field, but
Mhm.
you have never heard in your time working there of
Mhm.
somebody making it a device.
Valerius looks over at Wendigo with slight concern. I personally have I've never heard of something like this being created into such a small package. The fact that it lasted 1 hour with this tiny source is astounding on its own. And if they can get more, I'd be very concerned.
Well, Wendigo is concerned that the general is on the list.
General
As in,
Varus?
I do believe the general is basically
Vessel.
1/2 of the entire nation's military might. Is that correct?
There are
General-
That
people
depends if
higher
it's
than the
a real
general.
general or
Yeah.
or like
Military wise, Valerius would know that there are people above the general. Like general is like a rank.
Hmm.
Maybe
Okay.
Technically,
there's
generals
like
die.
no, it's not.
I mean, there's staff generals and like 5-star generals. Is he
There-
just like a
there's-
standard 1-star general?
Yeah, this is standard general. It's not
That
like-
means, yeah, there's higher people.
This is not field marshal.
Okay.
Field marshal is actually lower, but okay.
Okay,
I
so
thought
that
he was like
means,
general of the army.
Oh
No.
wait, so the general is not like the royalty basis kind of thing, is it? Like,
No,
I know
this
there are
is
two
this
big
actually
families.
like military.
Merit based.
Okay, so he's not like the elf, the dragonborn kind of thing.
Not that you know. You don't know who this General Basul is.
Okay. I remember we only knew something of the thing when we were researching the predecessor of His Excellency, you know, that the old man that passed away, and we found out some things about him in the library. But
Checking
did
my notes.
Vasu come into that picture at all?
No, he did not. Hang on, I'm checking my notes. I'm checking.
My notes are a mess right now.
Yeah, same. Random bangers. Too far.
Oh, okay. This was session 8.
Oh,
So
session 8,
okay. So we checked on him. Bluebird's position had this very good diplomat, some kind of teleportation circle to lock clear. Oh wait, no, this was
Oh yeah, I see it.
military Apila grounds.
Yeah, it's the Dragonborn people.
Okay. But that was the Dragon Ball. Sorry, that was the Sunshine. Then I think 10 would be the library. Session 10 is in the library. No, 9 was the library. 10 was the Brat. 10 was the Brat. Okay. Okay, so library.
Library would be session 8, if I'm reading my notes correctly. That's
Oh.
when we learned about like Nazabi, Kobold, and
No,
everyone
we
else
learned
that
it from
were-
Dila.
Oh shit, you're right. Crap. Hold on.
Oh wait, 10 is the first time okay, Faust from the Baustid spoke up I'm a deal. The name that
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard through the grapevine is Armadillo, or was it Armadillo? I think I couldn't get the thing correct then. So that was the first time we heard of Armadillo when we spoke to the Bowsits session 10. And they had no information on it, which is very concerning.
Mm.
And yeah, then we had to get we had to leave by the sewers. We went to the library card. Right. Session 10 was library. That's when Gulok got kidnapped by the Marxist thing, and that was the end of her involvement there. And Wendigo went on with Morgana. So, okay, boring government things. We found the address, but boring job description. Okay, His Excellency has been in the office for the past 15 years. So we wouldn't really be able to pin anything down to him just based on the current evidence or the timeline. Okay.
I mean, we do with all the information we just got from Sima, I think we have all the
Okay.
evidence we need.
Yeah.
We just need to figure out how to apprehend this guy without, dying.
Okay. Looking. So specialized one is no, he's not specialized. He's generalist. His portfolio is he reports directly to 3 people, who then report to the finance noble family. Finance noble family. None of them are the names on the list so far, right?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it.
The finance noble family.
Okay. Diplomat. Okay, sorry. 15 years was Sima. Sorry, Sima. Sima is specialized in fur and animal products, I think. Was it? No, never mind. Diplomat has been here for like 30 years. Very long. He's alma mater. We didn't manage to follow on that. Fufi Baoji. Sima was like education doesn't even matter. Then session 11 we continue in the library. So okay. Manifesto. More alma mater stuff. And no, there was something on the old man before him. Where did we miss it?
You mean the military old man?
Yeah, is it session
Yeah.
9 or 10?
No, session 11. We're talking about NPC Dragonborn, the noble house of Raxley, Sir Ferris Raxley.
Okay, that came in after. Because my 11 session went into like oh right, we read the book after the Brad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Sir Ferris Raxley, he was the dude that is currently sitting on the council for the military people.
Okay. So this he's the Dragonborn figurehead. Biography, didn't have a succession plan. No, this old man is completely out of the thing.
Yeah.
And that's when the light I'm going to pass over the name of Levity. That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
That's
Okay.
sad though. It'd be very funny if it did.
Okay, so this general is nothing to do with like the noble houses or all that.
No,
To be seen. Valerius
Not
will
that we know of.
not that
Yeah.
you know of. Yeah.
Okay, because
So, like,
we're
he
not
might not-
ready to deal
Also,
with noble houses.
He might not be a real general. That might be what they're calling him. Like.
I mean, that's honestly a choice, but Valerius has an inkling that he might be legit based on his prior connections to
Well,
France.
he's the general of a bunch of mercenaries.
No, but like you don't get to command
Yeah.
a bunch of deadly mercenaries without being
Yeah,
summoned.
yeah.
Yeah, without
But you're not
experience.
necessarily an official general, right? Of like a country's military.
Yeah, okay. That makes me feel better. We won't have a SWAT team coming down on us.
But
Okay.
I'm
Military
assuming
MPs
these mercenaries are probably not to be messed with,
Of
regardless.
course. So Wendigo will make sure everyone is up to date with what Mr. Kell can do.
Hmm.
Okay, that's
Do you think we could take him on if it was not just you by yourself, but if it was all of us? Would you feel more confident?
I'm more worried where he points at the device where that comes from.
Hmm.
I will have a check on this when I get access to my tools later, but this is rather intriguing. Can't say I've seen it in Rikers before, so that's a
Okay. So we know
binary.
now Immortal is the sending person.
The troll.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, the
I'm
troll.
wondering if Amadeo might also be Penny.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Not
established?
well, out of character we know it's not possible because there was a sending that didn't happen while we were in the ambulance wagon. Sorry, that's
Oh.
metagame
No,
information.
but she could have woken up by that point.
I'm pretty sure if she got karate chopped, her first priority wouldn't be to bother us. There'll be something more severe going on.
So you're like, oh
Don't
god,
know.
my internal organs.
Yeah, but
But
once again, I'm not.
no,
I'm
no,
not.
but like,
Yeah,
but
we
honestly,
don't
if
know
there's a
for sure.
general involved, I do not think his lieutenants will be fighting. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That'd be very
Like
funny if that's the case.
either that or she was just pretending to be knocked out, you know?
I
It
was
could also
wondering
just be
about
part
that
of
as
the
well
play.
because
Yeah.
she was already knocked out when you guys
Yeah, but look,
arrived.
Immortal is a brat. Do you think she would be doing an office job with paperwork and stuff?
I mean, that's fairly a
True.
good
I mean,
point.
she's been
Yeah.
a brat to us. That doesn't necessarily
Like,
like
can you
we don't
imagine
know,
her
right?
doing all this paperwork?
Yeah,
In her
I
mind, it's
think
like
Probably
fine,
not.
magic.
unlikely.
Probably not. Just saying that
Mm.
not impossible.
Okay, yeah, Penny is another question, but like,
She does seem more like their Jessica to me.
yeah, no one from our group has
They
punched
have a
Jessica yet,
Jessica.
so thank goodness we are one step ahead.
We
Okay,
treat our Jessica with respect.
Yes. Much
Jessica
respect.
is nice.
Yes.
Ish.
It's
okay,
reverse Jessica. She's like
Yeah.
serious and strict and
okay. But we need to really think on this now. Like, what's the next step? Because this Nazar has very good information for the timing of the raids and all, and the involvement of
Mhm.
this group, and he can testify he was attacked. These guys are clearly whatever, and he was paid a lot of money. But Seema seems to be the like I can't really connect Nazar to His Excellency right now, except through Seema.
And Sima is ready to sing like a bird.
Yeah. So Seema has been singing, but what does Seema say actually? Because you know we know his. Okay, I think the problem is Naza has records like we have this calendar pretty much of the raids, but
Mm.
but Seema does not have any book evidence or any like physical
We
stuff.
sure, but we don't. For one thing, we don't really need it
yeah, we
because this
actually
isn't
don't need physical
official.
evidence.
Mm.
This
Because
is
we
not
didn't have any
official.
physical evidence for
Besides,
Sima
he's
in
a
the first place.
pretty
We just showed up and
yeah
kidnapped
Yeah.
him.
yeah,
Okay,
and
fair.
also his evidence is like if he as a person can corroborate it. Eh.
Okay, okay. So let's look at this. Seema, we have Seema. How do we take Dalmir? Because like can we possibly take Dalmir without getting Imadil and Quell breathing down our necks?
Who, sorry?
Doubtful.
Because like I don't think the next time we find Quell he'll be alone anymore.
I
Probably
don't
not.
think so either.
Mm,
Also, I have just one question.
Hmm.
It was what Etienne was asking us earlier.
Mm.
Are we ready to fully commit to this work? Just checking. Are we in over our heads?
Well, out of character, I'm ready to continue this campaign.
same.
Yes,
Yeah.
but in character, are we having the conversation at least?
Yeah, well, in character, Wendigo still hasn't quite gotten what he wants yet from Etienne, but now Wendigo is extremely interested in Mr. Quell.
A chance for payback. What better motivation?
Not payback.
Oh no.
He wants to reverse engineer Quell and find out how that works.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting. Well, personally, Valerius would probably continue working with the Aegis. That's just his own personal decision, though. What about everyone else?
I couldn't hear Joe very
I'll
well.
I'll say that again. Basically, Valerius is okay with continuing with the Aegis. What about you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the whole point of this.
Okay,
To
so me and
acquire
Boss are
gainful employment.
in.
Gainful employment and perks.
and
Yes.
perks.
Good
Good luck
luck.
still on the fence. Very, very strongly on fence. Which is why she wants to ask everyone how they feel.
Well,
You're-
Wendigo will reply that he is interested in Kel now, and this gives him a means to continue that. And if he can get to Kel and Kel is interesting, then the people above him must be even more interesting.
Presumably.
Fair. Yes. Vosk's just like, yes, of course, that was the whole point of doing this.
Not.
Morgana?
I was never on the fence in the first place.
Yeah, I am keen to pursue the big scary guy.
Okay. Looks like all of us are more or less in agreement, be it for different reasons.
As you have this conversation, Etienne appears again
Oh shit!
and
Turns around. Where
goes,
did you come from?
"Surprise!
How long have you been there?
You will never know." He goes, "It seems as if all of you have been having a very deep discussion. My main question will be whether or not you want to take this into a permanent job. And if you are, you may follow me. If you're not, we have your living arrangements. But leaving, not living."
Your new living arrangement, aka jail.
Yep.
Mind wipe. Status quo. You just have lost like a couple of weeks. Oui. So follow me.
Okay.
Wendigo will step forward and says, "You still owe me answers, and I have a new demand."
I am here to listen. With the original request, we are still working on that. We are following our leads.
This Mr. Quell. If I can't have his body, I want his heart.
That is an interesting request. I have no interest in him, to be honest. So if you may do with him what you will. Who I'm interested in is His Excellency Dalmes Cedras, who his underlings are is of no concern.
Unless he too is interesting.
Dalmir?
Does he ever fight?
Somebody as flashy as he sees. I've never seen it. He's very verbose. He knows how to speak. Very charismatic person.
I swear, I'm half expecting a Senator Armstrong kind of fight.
So, who is remaining as a team and who would like to remove themselves from this situation and pretend we never exist?
I am joining the team.
I am joining.
I'm
You have
joining.
my attention.
All eyes are now looking at Gunlog.
Just nods. Nod.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Wendigo doesn't look at Gunlock.
Oh, everybody else. Whoever's looking at Gunnog is looking at Gunnog.
Nope,
Are you sure?
not again.
He's directly addressing Gunnog this time.
Ooh, interesting.
As sure as I'm gonna be.
He nods. Well, we'll get you instated. The thing around your neck, the thing that you are attuned to. Once we have it on your personal marker, you do not have to attune it anymore. But only you will be able to use it. So follow me. And for tonight, you have accommodations. So he takes you to, like, I would say it looks like customs office, where you're all waiting in an area and then they'll call your name one by one.
We have
And
to take
as-
off our shoes.
You don't have to take off your shoes, but you do have to go through like a body scan thing. They scan you magically, and then they get your thumbprints. They take a passport photo of you.
Super interested in the
But
magic.
most importantly, they have you stand with the necklace device, the tiny rod, with your finger on one end, as if you're going to call Etienne. But this time, for about 10 minutes, they want you to focus on it directly. And they have like another machine at the back of the counter, sort of calibrating. It's a whole process. And eventually you lose the knowledge that you have attuned to this object because you are now in tune with the object.
What does that mean?
Ooh.
It means you can use it, and your attunement slot is now open for something else.
Yay. More
Ah.
stuff to
Ew.
attune to.
But if somebody else were to take this from you, they can't use it. It just goes
Right.
mute. It just doesn't work.
It's been like permanently attuned.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Fused with us.
It is now you. It is your other toe. And after all this, it takes a bit of time. You have a conversation. Etienne's just he's generally there, but he will go off and do whatever it is that Etienne does. And then when it's all said and done, he takes you to your temporary rooms. And that
Okay.
is where we're gonna stop for today.
That's like in the office as well, is it?
The rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you realize is this entire complex is huge. It is huge.
Like a giant shopping center.
It's like triple the size of one Utama.
God damn.
No, frick. Okay. So it's
Old
huge.
wing and new wing. That's
Okay,
that's very
okay.
big. It's huge. Okay, and that is where we're gonna stop for today. Thank you for
Yay.
playing. Welcome back. Hello 2022. Goodbye 2021. Welcome to the
Alright.
Aegis Permanence Agents. Congratulations, and we'll see all of you next week. Bye.
Excellent.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Now we
Bye.
can